Today we're out at the Bells Bend Gardens, where they have a CSA and a market garden. It's been going on for 10 or 11 years with a beautiful, beautiful crops. And today we're going to talk about carrots. Gardeners have been growing carrots for a long, long time. From their origin in Afghanistan, they found their way to Japan and China, and eventually to Greece, where they were used medicinally. These carrots were white, just like their wild relative Queen Anne's lace, which is the plant that carrots are domesticated from. So these white carrots then were grown for another thousands of years until the 18th century, when in France, gardeners started developing orange roots that are so common today. Carrots are an unusual vegetable in that these spears of light in the dark earth bring in color and a delicate aroma that's usually only found in a flower up in the air. Carrots are well suited for the backyard gardener's raised beds because they require really good drainage. And in a raised bed, we can add sand and get that soil where it sinks in real deep. In a field situation like this, we do drainage through plowing and over the course of the year, and now we have the carrots growing in soil that has a lot of friability in it. It's real loose. So carrots have to have that loose soil so they can put their roots in it easily. You don't want to have a heavy clay soil. The roots will become stunted. Carrot seeds are tiny. There's 20,000 of them in an ounce. And so it's really easy to plant them too thickly. Back in the old days, the older peasants were the ones who got to sow the carrots because they were patient and they walked slowly through the fields, dropping the seed like lightly falling rain. Us impatient younger folks tend to get them too thickly, so we have a few tricks up our sleeves. We have sand that we can put into a bowl and add the carrot seed to the sand and mix it up real good and sow it that way, and that'll keep the carrot seeds spaced out farther apart. But an even better idea has come about with the pelletized seeds, and these are carrot seeds. Each one is coated with a little clay, and so these seeds are much easier to plant an inch or two apart, because we can just set them right where we want them. Whereas these seeds are way too small to do that with. Compost is the key to raising a healthy garden. And this beautiful black biodynamic compost would be perfect for carrots. Carrots like a fully decomposed, more mineralized compost than, say, other crops like maybe a corn or a squash. They can take compost that's not fully decomposed and still get a lot of use out of it, but not carrots. They want it to be all the way done. I mean, this is just gorgeous stuff. This compost has life in it. I can feel it. Let's make a furrow and plant a little carrot seed. But first, we might want to sprinkle the soil with some wood ashes or lime. Carrots like a pH of about 6.5 to 6.8. So we want to ensure that the lime or wood ashes have raised the pH enough so that it'll grow good carrots. So we just take a hoe and make a shallow furrow. Carrots don't want to be planted very deep. And you can see how it's hard to get this carrot seed spaced out. They just want to fall too thickly. And then you have the job of having to thin them out later to 2 inches apart. Whereas if you can find the pelletized seed, it's much easier just to plant seed there, seed right there, one right there. Then you avoid the tedious job of thinning them out later. Carrots are a great companion plant in the small backyard garden. They love to grow beneath the peas and lettuce, which will be harvested, and the carrots can then take over that spot. Carrots also like to grow with beets and onions. So they're really a good crop to just put in with your other vegetables. The Scarlet Nantes varieties are what most people are growing these days. They're very sweet and tender. This one is called Yaya. And over here we have one called Napoli. There are other varieties of carrots. There's the Imperator types, which have real long roots, but they need a deeper soil, of course. For disease resistance, people have always loved Danvers Half Long. It's a very old heirloom variety that makes a nice, big, good carrot, real carroty flavor, stores well, and it has some disease resistance to this Alternaria, which is a black leaf thing that happens, that the leaves just turn black like they've been hit by fire. And another variety that's resistant to Alternaria is called Bolero. And so these are bigger carrots, maybe more grown in fields in the olden days, yeah. Besides the traditional orange carrot that most people grow, nowadays they have carrots in all kinds of colors. Here's a yellow carrot, and here's a purple carrot. For storing carrots, we can put them in some damp sand in a root cellar, or maybe some damp leaves, but that has to be real well drained. You wouldn't want that to rot if it was too moist. And they'll keep pretty good through the winter. But you can also grow carrots in the fall. They're a little difficult to get started in early August because it's so hot. But if you can find a shady spot in your garden and get some carrots started, you'll have some good fall carrots. And of course, these will store better than the ones that were planted in the spring. So be sure to plant lots of carrots and eat lots of carrots. The vitamin A is good for your eyes and it'll help you see things clearer.
For inspiring garden tours, growing tips, and garden projects, visit our website at volunteergardener.org or on YouTube at the Volunteer Gardener channel, and like us on Facebook.